Elon Musk's Twitter account on Thursday precipitated a global uproar by suspending a number of reporters at significant news outlets who covered him. However, a different and possibly connected action taken by Twitter at the same time, against a quickly expanding rival, may subject the company to regulatory scrutiny, according to some legal experts. The platform also suspended the official Twitter account of rival Mastodon after it tweeted about the Elon Jet account, in addition to suspending journalists who had been covering a controversy regarding the third-party tracking of Musk's private jet. Users of Twitter started tweeting links to their Mastodon profiles, some half-jokingly letting followers know where they could be found in case they, too, were abruptly banned from Twitter. However, Twitter soon started putting up barriers, blocking tweets that contained links to Mastodon as unsafe and potentially malicious, and forbidding users from adding Mastodon links to their profiles. Legal professionals are currently debating whether Twitter's blocking of Mastodon links may have anti-competitive or other regulatory implications. Bill Baer, a former top antitrust official at both the Justice Department and the Federal Trade Commission during 2 different stints, said, "You could see all kinds of problems, both from a competition and a consumer protection standpoint. This comes as Twitter is under increasing pressure to comply with the US government consent decree, as well as worries about hate speech on the platform, and the potential precedent set by its suspension of journalists covering Elon Musk. These questions bring to Twitter some of the antitrust scrutiny that has been leveled at larger tech giants Meta and Google." An inquiry for comment was not answered by Twitter, which recently reduced the size of its PR department. As word of the journalist's suspension spread, many Twitter users declared they were switching to Mastodon or growing their presence there. However, some attempts to direct users to the alternative platform appeared to be unsuccessful as a result of the sudden restrictions Twitter imposed on link sharing. Don Baer, a Democrat from Virginia, shared a screenshot of a Twitter system message, informing users that Baer's link to his Mastodon profile was potentially spammy or unsafe, adding that Twitter is now trying to prevent its users from navigating to the official social media accounts of elected officials on other platforms. Others noticed that attempts to add Mastodon links to Twitter profiles would result in error messages from Twitter, warning that the links were considered malware. New York Times editor Patrick Lafferge made this observation. Links directing users to a Mastodon profile were blocked by Twitter. Users were able to get around the limitations by sharing Mastodon user handles in plain text, and by using link shortening services that head the destination URL. However, the links were still being blocked on Friday afternoon. Musk has made a false claim that the suspended journalists broke Twitter rules by sharing real-time information about his physical location. Musk claimed that he dropped in on a Twitter Spaces event when one of the suspended reporters disputed his claim. Mastodon's founder and CEO, Eugen Rochko, has emphasized a public report about Twitter's link blocking without directly addressing it. While the two platforms operate somewhat differently, Mastodon's user interface closely resembles the fundamental Twitter features. Mastodon has 2.5 million users compared to Twitter's 238 million, but the latter has seen significant growth since Musk bought Twitter. Mastodon gained hundreds of thousands of users in the first week and a half after Musk finalized his Twitter agreement, and the migration has only continued since then. The Federal Trade Commission, whose chair, Lina Khan, has vowed to crack down on novel ways in which tech platforms might try to harm competition, may take notice of Twitter's decision to block links to a budding rival. Legal experts say regulators might have a case if they could show Twitter purposely used the link blocking to maintain a form of market dominance, and to keep a potential rival at bay. In general, businesses are free to select their business partners, and are not required to do business with one another. However, if a dominant company with market power refuses to negotiate with other parties, they may be in violation of antitrust laws. According to Charlotte Slyman, competition policy director at the consumer advocacy group Public Knowledge and a former FTC antitrust official, this idea of a duty to deal is most likely applicable to this situation. According to Slyman, Twitter may have some obligations to deal with competitors if it has market power. In recent years, antitrust law has aggressively narrowed the definition of duties to deal, which I believe is a crucial area for the tech sector. Through recent policy statements, the FTC has demonstrated an increased interest in duty-to-deal cases under Khan, a vocal tech skeptic, Slyman added. Additionally, the FTC claimed that Facebook engaged in anti-competitive behavior under the Trump administration when it allegedly blocked access to Vine, a video platform owned by Twitter, as part of a larger lawsuit aimed at dismantling the social media giant. The FTC complaint was later dismissed by a federal judge, but was refiled under Khan's supervision with slightly different justifications. In order to prove duty to deal, it would probably be necessary to show that Twitter suffered as a result of its restrictions on Mastodon link sharing. This could have happened by decreasing its likelihood of receiving traffic from Mastodon, or by decreasing its appeal to advertisers as an open platform. It would also probably be necessary to demonstrate how Twitter's actions made Mastodon even worse, by taking an important aspect of it away, in this case, potentially, an influx of new users. But first, a judge would have to concur that Twitter has market power, or dominance in a particular market, which regulators would be expected to specify and justify in any legal action. That definition could take many different forms, but it would have to meet certain criteria. Bear and Slyman warned that the case might be challenging. Bear continued, Twitter's link blocking raises more than just potential concerns about competition. It also begs the question of whether Twitter's public justifications for blocking the links will withstand examination by authorities in consumer protection. The link Bear shared to his own Mastodon profile was not malicious, as he stated in a tweet. And up until Thursday, there didn't seem to be any justification for Twitter to assert that Mastodon links were dangerous. According to Bear, the FTC might attempt to claim that Twitter acted unfairly or deceptively if the company misled the public with its statements about Mastodon links, claiming they were spam or malicious, when the company knew they were safe. In the past, the FTC has had a lot of freedom to pursue claims of unfair and deceptive business practices. Crucially, no evidence of market power is necessary in those cases. Given that the FTC is already closely observing Twitter's actions under Musk, the Mastodon controversy may result in additional scrutiny that the company can ill afford.